bashing it up here at Vegas Bash 2011. We have Cassi here from BB 13. Gorgeous.
Thank
We were just
you.
talking about your legs, girl. Sickening long. Can you please
Like,
not
I don't know what to do with them.
I know, like,
Just
hold on. Like,
there.
what about my legs? How are you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's
good.
There's so many people here today. I mean, it's like slightly overwhelming. Are you dealing kind of okay with the reaction?
Yeah, you know what? It's a blast, and this isn't gonna last forever. So you got to soak it in, while you can. Everybody's so nice, and everybody's so friendly and wants to talk and say hello, and so yeah, I'm taking it in. It's a blast.
Have you had any negative reaction? Because pretty much everyone's all about you.
Not everyone's been all about me.
Well.
Believe me. No, I mean you have those negative Nancys on your Twitter that get on there and say something nasty to you.
Blockity block.
Typically, they're Rachel fans. I get it. I ain't mad at you. But it doesn't bother me. Not everybody's gonna like me. I said that before I went on the show. I say that now. Not everyone's gonna love you, and that's okay. I like who I am on the inside. I like my friends. My friends like me, and that's all that matters. So yeah, I left the whole thing pretty unscathed, and my family was proud of me, and I've made some great friends from the show that I'll have for the rest of my life. And
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, have you watched yourself play?
Yeah, I've watched the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you watched.
Yeah.
Do you think you came across portrayed pretty accurately?
Yeah, for them as far as a person, yes. I was a little disappointed. Not a lot of my gameplay was shown on the show. That was more on the live feeds. But that's okay. They had a lot of footage those first couple weeks to cram into there and to kind of showcase each one of us. So I wasn't on there long enough to, I guess, get that out there. But that's all right. But overall, yeah, I was happy with it. Yeah.
Well, can I say, Cassi, you were extremely classy.
Thank you.
In that have not room when you had that little blow up.
Yeah.
If that were me, girl, scratched your eyes out.
Well, that was the thing. That conversation was not intended to, as some last-ditch effort to change her mind or, to convince her to save me or anything like that. I literally, other people in the house were uncomfortable, and I knew for the next couple of days until I left that it was going to be awkward. And so I wanted to squash that for everyone. I was like, we're co-living here together. There's no reason for it to be tense. I know I'm going home. I know you want me out. And at that point, I was, I knew there was nothing that I could do to save myself. They had Shelly on their side, so why would they keep,
Right.
Because I did start suspecting Shelly those last few days, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out here.
You did?
With my head. Yeah. Those last couple of days, I did.
Ooh.
But
I didn't suspect it
thought-
until, a little later. It really came out.
I thought, I'm going to go out here with my head held high. She's already cut her deal. I did go to Jeff and Jordan and propose that they, backdoor Brennan and Rachel. But I understand for their own reasons why I was a little early in the game, and they were afraid that, getting that other duo out, because obviously Dick was already gone, so they would have been the only other couple that had a relationship outside of the house.
Right.
So that would have made them a big target. So I got that. It was bittersweet to go home and to watch it back and to realize that they pretty much imploded on themselves the following week. I was like, if I could have just stuck around just a little bit longer. Yeah, but...
Well, hindsight's 20/20 and watching it afterwards. If
Yeah.
there was anything you can change, though, looking back, is there anything you would do differently?
Nothing.
Stop it, girl. Stop
There's nothing
lying.
I would do different.
Stop lying.
Honest, I liked who I was in there. I liked how I treated everyone. I had big plans, and I had a plan for the whole deal, and I didn't get time to execute it. But no, there's nothing I would have done differently. I even thought, those 3 weeks in sequester, waiting to, possibly get the chance to come back on the show. I sat there and I wrapped my brain and I thought to myself, could I have been nicer to Rachel? Could I have spent more time with her? No, I was nice to Rachel. I did spend a little time with her. Granted, I didn't hang out with her as much as I did other people in the house because I actually had legitimate bonds with some of the other people. And you have a lot of downtime in there. That's what people don't realize. We're not competing all the time.
Thank you.
There's hours and hours every day where you're just sitting there,
Twiddling your thumbs.
Twiddling your thumbs, yeah. So you hang out with the people that you have something in common with that you would hang with outside the house. You know what I mean?
You can't fake it.
So it's not
You can't
game
fake
all the time. And I can't fake regard anyhow. So thinking back, no, could I have made more of an effort with her? It wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
It wouldn't have mattered. I got out and I watched the the show and the feeds and everything. She was on me from day 2.
Right. Damage was done as soon as she met you. Yeah.
I mean,
why do you think that is though? Because you're pretty. Just say it. Because you're pretty.
You know, people have asked me that. Honestly, I don't think it's so much that Rachel thinks, you know, Cassie's prettier than I am, or, you know, Cassie hates me or I hate her or anything like that. I don't think it has anything to do with me at all. I think Rachel's not comfortable with who she is as a person yet, and she realizes that, you know, I'm not perfect by any means. I got a lot of flaws and a lot of things I can improve on.
What's
but
your
I like
flaw,
who
girl?
I am on the inside.
Come on, what's your
I'm a
flaw?
procrastinator. I'm lazy.
Oh, me too, girl. Me too.
I can't get my ass up in the morning. I got plenty of them. But you know, as far as how I treat other people, I'm proud of that. And as far as, you know, what other people think of me, if you're negative about me, that's okay. You don't all have to like me. That's all right, you know? And so I think for Rachel, I think it was more of I was the threat because she knew I was, you know, a girl in the house that wasn't going to, you know, be her little minion and wasn't going to be affected by what she thought of me.
Right.
And I wasn't. And it was funny getting out and seeing everything because they made that whole Rachel thing such a big deal. For me being in the house, it was so small on my radar.
Really?
Yeah, it really was.
It seemed like a really big deal.
Well, they kind of focused
Right.
on that, but for me, it really wasn't. In fact, that first week, I thought her and I were fine. I didn't realize there was an issue. You know, there was a scene where she was up in the HOH room, you know, and she said to them, you know, yeah, Cassie, you know, she walks into a room and she looks at me and smiles. I was smiling at you because I was legitimately smiling at her.
Right.
You know, that was that first week, like I said, I thought we were fine until she approached me in the have-not room after we got the votes back that Keith was evicted. That was the first time I realized that she had a problem with me, to be completely honest.
You didn't have a little...
She'd give me little looks here and there, but I thought maybe she was just sizing me up, figuring me out kind of thing. And I thought, you know, I'm nice to her, so she has no reason not to like me, so it'll be fine, you know, once she kind of gets to know me and figures me out. But she didn't take the time to do that. So,
You know, I'm always curious to ask this behind-the-scenes stuff. What were you doing in sequester for 3 freaking weeks?
I had a great time in sequester.
Like, where were you? Like in a hotel or what?
In a house out in Palm Springs, but
Did you escape?
No, I didn't escape.
I mean,
Where
oh
am
my
I
God,
gonna go?
I don't know. Like get a drink somewhere? I don't know.
Heck no, I didn't. I wanted so badly to get back in the house. I minded my
You were
P's and
making
Q's.
sure-
Believe
okay,
me,
yeah.
believe me. No, but the 2 girls that I was in there with, you know, from the network and everything, were so cool, and we hung out, and it was like girls' vacation.
Oh, okay, so you had people around you.
Oh yeah, we had a blast. And
Did they give you any clue, like when you might have a chance?
they don't tell you anything.
So you're
No.
just waiting.
Yeah, from day to day. They told me going into sequester, once I came off the show and they pulled me into a back room, the producer said, okay, you could possibly maybe have a chance to go back on. And I was like, done. And they were like, well, you want to hear the stipulation?
Right.
And I was like, done. I don't care what it is. Go, you know, hang me in a closet. I'll want to go back.
Right.
And so they said, you know, it could be anywhere from a week to a month. And I said, cool. And they were like, you're good with that? And I said, done.
Yeah.
Back in a sequester? All right. And they said, you know, that means no family, no friends. And I said, good. I planned on being here all summer anyhow,
Right.
so let's go. So, yeah, but it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. I was always curious behind that because it's like, you know, so at least you had people to interact with.
Yeah. I mean, they try to make it as comfortable as possible. I mean, obviously, you're still cut off from the outside world, but, you know.
And I wonder what the vote breakdown was. Like, how many voted for Brendan? How many voted for Dominic? How many voted for you,
Me too.
I wonder.
I don't know.
Do you have a Twitter account?
I do. It's at Real Cassie Colvin.
Okay.
Cassie Colvin was already taken. So.
Like, who is that and why and where and when and what?
I don't know.
Like, how did that happen?
I don't know.
I
I've
was
never
friends with
had
her.
Twitter before.
I was like,
I
oh my
don't know
God,
how to
hey,
use
Cassie.
it.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
you
hold
were
on.
friends with her too?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I didn't know how to use it. I'd never had it before. Then I got out of the house and people were, you know, oh, you ought to start a Twitter account. And I was like, I don't know how to do that stuff, you know. And they said, well, there's somebody that started one anyhow
like
with your name
10,000
that's speaking
followers.
as you.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, maybe I need to do this.
You
But
should
I
take
love
some
it.
action.
Now I'm addicted.
Really? So am I.
Yes.
I know it's so easy.
I wake up in the morning before, you know, I stretch before I even get out of bed. I'm
What
like,
is Dominic saying on Twitter?
checking
'Cause you
it out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he had a pajama jam. Shocking last night.
It's a way to keep in touch with everybody briefly and not really too much information,
Yeah,
just a little.
yeah.
So the real Cassie Colvin.
At Real Cassie Colvin, yeah.
Thank you so much. There's a lot of fans out there
Thanks,
waiting
buddy.
for you. Oh my God, let me get a hug, sweetie.
Absolutely.